Good morning, boys. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is enjoying the group so far. Obviously, any newcomers, welcome. I'm sure you'll get accustomed to what's going on in the group, how things are run, and the different sections. I am going to be doing an educational video today. I'm taking, obviously, some of the suggestions that are put in the kind of trading questions section. I'm going to be doing one of those sort of maybe every couple of days. I'll do a video just so you're not bombarded with, too much stuff. At the end of the day, I'm in here to help you lot understand what the fuck you're doing and not just rely on some Tom, Dick, and Harry from wherever to take their trading calls. But yeah, obviously I'm posting stuff about trades that you guys are probably, not already in, but there are guys that are in this setup. GA moving very nicely. I would like to say this is a reaction from good positive data from GBP news that came out this morning. But like I said, when it comes to data and, taking calls on news, I spoke about this on live stream yesterday. You can't always take what it says as gospel, because at the end of the day, even though data is good this month, the analysts that work for the hedge funds, the institutions, the banks, they are preempting what things might be looking like moving forward, i.e. the next couple of months, 6 months, whatever. They are always one step ahead of us. We are small fish in a very big pond, just trying to get our little scraps and, make some money from it. So, GA moving good after GBP news. Also, look, I know people have probably already seen this from yesterday's video in regards to USD pairs, EU and GU that I talked about. Now, just because you see this does not mean we've missed the train, right? This does not mean that we have missed out on this setup, even though it's sat in, 70, 80 pips worth of profit. There's like, when I was first starting out, I would see big red candles like this and think, fuck, like I've missed it. I need to jump in. I need to, the train's already halfway leaving, so I'm going to miss out. That's called FOMO, right? That is your fear of missing out. But what you've got to understand is, yes, we're seeing this right now, but there is going to be an opportunity that comes from this happening right now that makes the trade more certain. And this is something that you learn through time, is being patient, right? Even though we see this 4-hour candle doing this, right? I know, or I want to see price close below 13500s flat, the psychological key level, right? I want to see the daily close below this, because that gives me more indication that we are not prepared to break 136 or stay above 135, right? Because if we look on the daily, all these days right here, we were above these EMAs. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't know what EMAs are, but I'm going to do that video today so you understand. But we were above the EMAs. So, we are still in an uptrend. We are still bullish, right? Until such time as we start to close below these EMAs and these EMAs start to cross over, we are still in a bullish uptrend. So ideally, what I want to see now is this daily start to close below the EMAs and this daily start to close below 135, because tomorrow we already know that we've got US inflation coming out. It's looking to be better than expected, which should drive price lower, right? Also, looking on the weekly, we've got a 3-pin, like I said on GA, GA's 3-pin was up here. 3-pin formation, i.e. we've got highs in a rounded top. So the top of the highs here is rounded. This low is lower than this. Sorry, This high is lower than this high, and this high is lower than this high. This is called a rounded top. You can go and Google it, but it basically is a bearish indicator, right? So that I can see happening on the weekly. Cool. So if we have this daily close like this, what I'm going to be looking for potentially tomorrow is the next daily candle opening up, creating some sort of top wick, which on the lower time frame is going to be some sort of retracement back up to 135 as a retest, right? And then I will look to get in, right? Looking to drive price lower, start taking out these dailies, start to come down towards this higher time frame trend that we are in, right? So we haven't missed out on the setup. Some of you might already be in it. Some of you might already indicated it further above, and saw your confluences and got in. That's fine, right? I wait for more confluences. I wait for more confidence in taking setups. That's why I very, very rarely take a loss, because I'm conservative. Some people might say that's bad. I don't think it is, because it makes me have clearer decisions and more positive decisions on ideas that I come up with. Same with EU, right? EU is exactly the same ball game, right? We are waiting for price to do one or two things. React from 114 or 1400, if you want to call it that, because it still has the ability to look like it's flipping bearish, i.e. selling off, and reject and then push further up. And you've gone and got in a sell because you've seen a 4-hour candle looking pretty red and bearish. So you've jumped in, not waiting for a nice strong close below 114. All right. So that, again, is something I'm waiting on. So the only pairs that we are in is USDCAD, but I did say yesterday to secure some profit. Obviously, stops are at break even because we could just have another retracement back up, even meet the trend line again, and then roll off. Or this could just be a reaction from, because again, this was taking into account that this is a weekly imbalance that we are tapping into. This could be a reaction from here, right? And price actually wants to come back up, create some sort of, lower high from here, and then go again, right? But all it is just, the thing is, what you start to learn and what you need to understand is there's always opportunities in the market. That's a given, right? Every single day you can probably find a trade. But I prefer to wait on things like higher time frames, because the higher time frame is going to have overall power over everything, right? You've got to understand that lower time frame, 5, 15, 30, 1 hours, they're all building up the higher time frame candlesticks, right? And that's, look, we've got a rounded bottom on USDCAD. So this could be an indication that actually USDCAD is looking to flip and start to push to the upside. So, okay, we wait. We can always change our bias, regardless of us being in a sell trade. We've made some money from it. We close. We then flip our bias. We go, right, actually, this is looking like a good potential buy setup. So we wait for confluences. We get in on the buy side, right? It's all about ideas. So again, USD CAD, we'll wait on. We'll see. GA, again, like I said, yesterday or the beginning of the week, I was waiting after this weekly close to take this low here at the very least, it did that, right? So this weekly is looking like it's starting to close below the EMAs. So this, again, could be a case that we've got in at the right time, but people that didn't get in, there will be an opportunity for you to get in, because this will have a retracement of some sort. Maybe it's a top wick of the weekly or the daily for you to be able to get in and profit with us. Do you know what I mean? This could be heading for this weekly imbalance right here. This is going to be a long trade. This is 886 pips worth of trading, right? So again, you haven't missed out. There is going to be opportunities for you to be able to get in on this as well. Gold, look, uh, I had my alarm set. I think my alarm went off. I just completely ignored it. There was a move from where I said in the video, which you could have, made a 300 pip move. Do I really want to focus on gold? Not really. I'm not really too fussed about gold. At the end of the day, if inflation is looking to be good for US dollar, then that will mean that gold will potentially sell off. But there's a lot of other driving factors with gold, right? This is why I tend to stick to things like pairs because, stuff like tariffs, yes, it will affect the pair if it is to do with the tariff of the pair. But, things like the war news, all that sort of shit, that affects gold. It doesn't overly affect pairs, right? So we can be a little bit more, aggressive with pairs because if something about Ukraine and Russia comes out, that's not going to affect, something like GBPUSD. It's just not. It might affect potentially a US dollar pair if the US decide that they want to get involved, but it will affect gold, right? Because in times of war, gold is a safe haven. Gold is an asset that people put their money into. Hence why it has gone on this long run for the last year or so, due to the Israel war, Ukraine-Russia war, all this sort of stuff. It's a safe haven. So my opinions on gold, I haven't really got much at the moment. Maybe we'll talk about it on stream later. But yeah, that is what we are waiting for. Do not FOMO. Do not think that this is going and has left you. Like I said, even on the lower time frame here, all we're doing is causing to create imbalances. So we can mark those imbalances out. What can we wait for? This, that, and the third, and you will get an entry. But yeah, I will speak to you guys later on.